Do you think there are politicians who will give voice to this issue? I hope so. At this point, I don't care what politician gives us a voice. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democratic. I don't care, as long as they have some morals and ethics and they actually care about this vulnerable population. Oh, thank you for sharing it. I appreciate it. What?
Emma.
What? Our daughter's texting us because she's in the lab.
What does it say?
So, and you know what's sad is staffers can't say anything about it. We've been gaslit as nurses and healthcare professionals. We've been gaslit for so long that they're afraid. You know how many nurses, when I ask them to just write their ratio for the day on a piece of tape and wear it, how many nurses wrote and said, I'm afraid to do that. I feel like I'll be retaliated against. Why are we hiding it? If it's not wrong, why are we hiding the amount of patients that we have? Why would administration gaslight us so bad that we are in fear of letting the public know what is expected of us? That proves to me right there that they know it's wrong. Management's response is, we are working on the issue. Yeah, are they? Are they? Please don't forget about school nurses. We are recommended to be 750 to 1, but many are 1,000 to 1. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Good Lord. Yes, they refuse to make the changes that need to happen because of money. Yeah. Especially in LTC and SNFs, like the administrators of those buildings get bonuses based on if the facility is profitable. So of course they don't want to hire additional staff because that eats into their bonus, doesn't it? They use admin as part of their ratio, even though they do not do patient care. This is correct. So when state comes into an LTC and they look at the daily census, it's based on if it's safe or not. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, nurses, on the hours versus the people. And they look at the licensed staff that's in the building, not direct patient care. So they're going to count that DON that's an RN. They're going to count the ADONs. They're going to count MDS. They're going to count if any of the nurses that are in management, they're going to count them in that is oh, we're adequately staffed. No, you're not adequately staffed. That DON doesn't come out of her office and provide care majority of the time. Why are we counting these people? They don't care if Granny fell. They care if you got your homework done, if you got your charting done, if Granny fell. But are they in there helping pick up Granny off the floor and watching the rest of your 35 patients while you do so? No, they don't care. We shouldn't count them. And you know, the other thing that I've seen recently is an increase in the numbers of unlicensed staff that are actually in direct patient care. That's right. We have techs that are unlicensed. They don't have a CNA license. And they're taking care of your loved ones. Yeah, God forbid you have a patient that's a one-to-one. Why do they want unlicensed staff in the building? Because they're cheaper. We do need to unionize. And it is a very difficult task. You know how hard it is for nurses to get together? Heck, both of my best friends are nurses. And I can't even organize us sitting down to eat dinner because we're so busy. You know how hard it would be to get a whole bunch of nurses in one building together at one time, but it has to be done. Fall risk so high with elderly. Yep, provide extra. Yeah. Tech students scared to do care yet. We do need to do more than unionize. We need some progressive politicians to step up and say enough is enough. I have no idea what the answer is. I'm telling my husband to run for office. I'm serious. Aw, thank you, Joseph. You need to keep doing what you're doing so people will start asking questions. That's right. Yeah, we need some people to step forward and stop being afraid. I would like to see administration approach me if I have a piece of tape with my ratio on it and tell me to take that off. Do you know how fast I would hit the record button on my phone? Do you know how fast I would call media and say, I was sent home today because I had 3 numbers on my shirt, 54-1. Because it meant that's how many patients I had to one nurse. I was sent home. I was escorted out of a building today. Here's the voice recording of an administrator telling me that I wasn't allowed to tell the people in my care how stretched thin they have made me. I hope they write it into a handbook that we cannot wear our ratios on a piece of tape on ourselves. Do it, run. Yeah, they make pins that record now. Yep, I sure will record an administrator's voice real quick. Why are we hiding how many patients we have? That's what I want to know. Nursing needs a revolution. Nurses need to revolt. And it doesn't just go for nurses. It goes for CNAs and CMAs. When I tell you that these CNAs have been run into the ground, our techs have been run into the ground. You know, these people work for less than people in fast food do sometimes. And they are so mistreated and so overworked, you know, and a lot of them have health problems because of it, and nobody really cares.